Hello and welcome to this week's video. These are the weekly vlogs I do to try and give an idea of what it's like to be a professional musician working in the UK. Now, coming up on this week's video, which I've slightly already given away here, we've got a new studio accessory. You've got one of my picks. Wait. When I watched this back, I was worried I might run out of ideas for guitar solos. And here I am demonstrating my mastery of the Quad Cortex. Oh, I think the one that I used is that one. So as you saw in those clips, I have a new studio accessory who's currently biting my foot. Wait, you know, his name is Marty. He's a kitten. We got him about 2 weeks ago. And he's very nice, if a little playful. It's called Marty after Marty McFly in Back to the Future. The kids argued about what they were going to call him for several days, weeks before we got him, and then when we got him, but he's definitely Marty now, and I'm going to put him down because he keeps biting me. There you go. So this week I had to point this out. In the Daily Mail, which is a British newspaper which is sometimes questioned for the quality of its journalism and its opinions, managed to put about the Grammy win, Bonnie Raitt's Grammy win, that she was an unknown singer. Rather amusing, especially to Bonnie Raitt fans or anybody who knows anything about music since the 70s. In fact, my middle daughter is named after her. So also, and the main bit of this video, is I finally got around to installing CorOS 2.0.0 onto my Quad Cortex. What I'm going to do first is show you a little clip from a recent gig of me using my Quad Cortex on the acoustic guitar. Now everything you hear here, the loop and the delay and everything, is all coming from the Quad Cortex. It's the only thing I use through the Quad Cortex straight into the PA. So have a listen to this. I'm building up a loop and I solo over it. So this is what it sounds like before CorOS 2.0.0. Then I finally got around to installing the update. Now the main thing I was interested in immediately, because I will explore some more of the new features, is the new IR loader, because I've got an impulse response of an acoustic guitar which I overlay onto my acoustic guitar sound, much the same way the sort of Fishman does or something like that, but I do it all in the Quad Cortex. I managed to download an impulse response of a Martin guitar that seemed to work quite well, but I had to put it on a cab block because there wasn't an IR loader. So I was looking forward to the new IR loader coming out, and I was hoping that some of the new things on it might make it work more the way I want to use it. They didn't necessarily, but I still think it sounds better, but you can be the judge of that. I'm plugging straight into the computer, so you're not hearing the guitar acoustically, you're just hearing what it sounds like plugged in. And I documented my going through it with my GoPro, so the footage is a bit kind of all over the shop, but hopefully it shows the way I've done it and demonstrates the way I'm now going to be using it from now on. You've got one of my picks. Showing Marty here, right, move your head. This is the acoustic guitar preset that I use, and the bit that I load the IR into at the moment is this cab block, and it's not really suitable for this, but it's the only thing you can load IRs onto. sort of separate thing where I can adjust the mix of it, and also I've EQ'd it separately. Now I'm not totally sure what you can do. I used to take a bit of bottom end out, but then I found more recently I didn't need to, so it's just taking a little bit of top end out. I'm hoping that the new IR loader, I can put it in that line, adjust the mix and maybe the EQ. So that's what I'm hoping. So what I'm going to do is load on CorOS 2.0.0. Right, first thing, always sensible to do first, is to back it up. So I'm going to do my backup. So I'm going to update to 2.0.0. Here goes. So the update has successfully copied over. Got some things on here. I've got a green dot on there. I don't know what that means. Anyway, so what I want to do is, first of all, is see whether the IR loader sounds better than the speaker cab block. So first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to create a new preset. No, what I want to do first, I'm going to go back to this first one, and I'm going to go into this, and I'm hoping if I do copy device, does that then let me, probably people who know how this works are looking at me going, what are you doing, what are you doing? Paste device from the clipboard, there we go. There we go. Exactly what I wanted it to do. Ah, cat's come to see me again. And what I'm going to do is then put the IR loader in as well. So let's go for a single mono one. Now I've not used this, so this is choose IR file. Ah, there we go. Now I think the one that I used is that one. And I'm interested to see what options I've got here. Is there a mix option, room mix? So I don't know if it gives me a total option on mixing it in or not. That's what I was kind of after, but it's got different kinds of stuff on here. Right, I'm going to plug my guitar into it now and see if we can notice any difference. After much fiddling around, I've discovered that for some reason my imported cab block doesn't work. Now I've got the guitar going straight into the computer here, so the sound of the guitar you'll hear is straight into the computer, so you can actually hear that rather than the acoustic version of the guitar. So this is the IR loader, and what I've done, I've had to recreate this IR loader and put the same stuff into a fresh cab block, because the one that I copy and pasted for some reason is completely silent. There's probably some very good reason for it. Anyway, so this is the using the cab block with the IR loaded in both sides. So here we go. Right, let's turn that one off and turn on the IR loader. So let's see what options we've got in here. I would say I'm struggling to hear it slightly over the sound of the acoustic guitar, which is a bit silly. Let's put this room mix. What's that do? Adding a bit of a sort of ambience. What we got on this first page, because there's not really a way of kind of mixing it in, which I was hoping there would be. Let me know what you think. This is the cab block. And this is the IR loader. Through the headphones it sounds pretty good, this IR loader. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put that into my preset that I use all the time. So let me do that now. Okay, I've made a copy of my main preset because I don't want to overwrite the other one in case this doesn't work very well. So this is what it sounds like currently. Let's try it without, check that this block is still working after the update. Let's leave that one on just the block on. So it is making a difference. I've got it set so it sends 50% of the signal down that path because I don't want it in line, because it can feed back if you have too much of an acoustic guitar IR when you're live. So let's turn these two off and let's load in an IR loader. Single mono one. Let's choose a file. There we go. Right, let's see what that sounds like. Well, essentially that's doing the same thing, but it sounds much nicer on the IR loader. And if we look here at this splitter, so I can turn down that balance to give myself or more. So that's how I'd control it. I was hoping that might be built into the IR loader, but I guess other than this application there's not really any way you'd want to necessarily blend it with a dry signal. I guess unless it was a reverb. Maybe I'm missing it. Please tell me if I am. So I think that sounds pretty nice. I approve the new IR loader. So there we are. I hope that all made sense. I'm going to post a clip when I've done my next acoustic gig of what it sounds like with the IR loader, and hopefully it's going to be an improved sound live. It's very difficult until you get out on a gig with the PA to know how well it's going to work, because sometimes I'll get it sounding great here through the headphones and stuff, but as soon as I plug it into the PA it doesn't kind of transfer, so I'll leave it until I've done a gig and then see how the IR loader is working for me. So to finish out the video I'm going to show you a couple of clips, nothing to do with the Quad Cortex, but some electric guitar clips. This is a regular gig. I've shown clips from this many times before. It's from the Black Lion pub in Brighton, a regular gig I do with the band there. And I'm using my 335, which I'm getting into and I keep using, through my Milkman amp with my standard pedal board. And I just want to show these two clips. The first one is using, I think the sound is pretty much just the guitar straight into the amp, or well, all the pedals turned off, on the neck pickup. Got a kind of more jazzy tone, and then moving on to the next song I've got it on the bridge pickup, probably with one of my drive pedals, which is either a Keeley modified OD1, Boss OD1, or a Keeley modified TS808 Ibanez Tube Screamer, or my Vertex Effects steel string singer. I can't remember which one it was. It's probably the Blues Driver. Anyway, so there we are. That's what these sounds are. So, well, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope the little Quad Cortex bit was useful. I'm going to try and do some more extensive stuff on the update when I've had a play with some more of the features, but I've only just had a chance to upgrade it, so I haven't really got into that yet. So please hit subscribe, hit like, hit the bell. I'm bringing out new videos every Friday, 7 PM UK time, and I hope to see you next week.